Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing sort of a predictions video for this upcoming week's episode of Dragon Ball Super, which would be episode 7, and whether or not I think Vegeta is going to go Super Saiyan level 3. I also wanted to do this video just because I did the review on Sunday as usual for episode 6, and as you guys know, I've been a bit disappointed with Dragon Ball Super. Now I want to explain that a bit too while we get into this video. We talk about the possibility of Super Saiyan level 3 and what I'd like to see. So just to do that right off the bat, I would like to see Vegeta go Super Saiyan 3. I think that would be really, really cool. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's something that we didn't get to see in Battle of Gods, but at this point in time, you know, based on where Goku was at during the Buu Saga, it doesn't make sense that Vegeta would be able to do that. I would think so, but we'll have to see kind of how they do it in this form, in this version, this anime part of the Dragon Ball series. So hoping they will. If I had to do a prediction, I don't think they're going to. So far as what we've seen, the Dragon Ball Super anime has basically followed the Battle of Gods storyline. I almost want to say like to a T, almost. The differences between it are very, very minor. They're not a lot of differences. Even though there are some. People can point to very, very specific little things that are different. Yeah, I get that. But what I'm saying is there's no major, so far there hadn't been any major changes to anything. Like different, characters rather than Goku fighting Beerus on King Kai's planet. Something else happening instead. You know, it's following that storyline pretty much to a T. So I hope they start to kind of do what I like to see with, for example, The Walking Dead. A lot of people like to refer to my channel as The Walking Dead channel. Just to put it in Walking Dead terms for Walking Dead subscribers, how we have with The Walking Dead, you have the original comic book series, and then you have with the TV series, they take it in a different direction. We have characters like Daryl, we have a lot of changes, we keep it fresh by adding in some different things. It would be cool to see that with Dragon Ball Super, where they could take kind of the same type of story, but keep it fresh by mixing things up, you know, giving characters different transformations that we didn't get to see, and maybe in that way they could improve on it. Basically, here's the deal, and one of the other reasons why I wanted to do this video too. This is kind of like a two-parter. So those are my thoughts on Vegeta Super Saiyan level 3. I hope he'll go Super Saiyan 3. I just don't think we'll see it. But wouldn't that be awesome to see a really great transformation of him just going totally crazy and new updated artwork? It would just be amazing. So I want to touch on the part with the channel and future Dragon Ball videos. So to clarify, because some people were saying some different things in the comments, I will still be making Dragon Ball videos, but what I'm saying is I'm not going to commit to doing every single review of every single episode of Dragon Ball Super like I do for The Walking Dead or Game of Thrones or other series like that. And actually, I've actually reviewed pretty much all of Dragon Ball Z. I just did it in saga form. Okay, so for Dragon Ball Super, whenever we get an episode, there's going to be something, good. If we get something, really good coming out, that there's something to talk about, then I'll do a review for it. But I'm not going to do a review for every single episode week to week like I was planning on, and it's because I am a bit disappointed with the series, unfortunately. Now, that said, I kind of knew beforehand, and we talked about this in the channel before too, which is, can it live up to the hype after 18 years of not having a Dragon Ball anime? And the answer is no, it can't. It's not possible. It would have to be like the best thing ever for it to live up to that hype of the original anime. The thing is, I didn't know going into Dragon Ball Super until we started to see it, and then we started to get some information about this right around the time it started, is that the series would be the same basic storyline as Battle of Gods. I didn't know that. I thought originally, before the series started, when it got announced months back, that we were going to see fresh, new, 100% new Dragon Ball. Now, as we started, it seemed like it was going to be like that. The storyline seemed to be quite a bit different. You got to see Goku doing some different things. You got to see some family moments and stuff like that seemed very new. And then the last few episodes, we've gotten into the Battle of Gods movie more and more without adding in additional things. So that for me has bothered me a little bit, that it's basically retelling the same story. The animation, for the most part, is good. The only thing was, like we talked about, that blocky, blobby part of Goku where it was messy. I don't know if they had to rush it through or something, and they had to get it done in time. There was a deadline, and they couldn't really get it done, properly in time. I don't know. But I don't really care, to be honest. Battle of Gods, the movie, looked great. The animation was great. The scenery was great. Everything about it, the pacing was nice. You know, it was fast. You know, you could, it was rewatchable. You could watch it a few times because, you know, the animation was awesome and it got straight to the point rather than having a whole episode of, you know, maybe a small part of it. So 6 episodes cover, you know, just a little part of Battle of Gods in about, you know, an hour and a half or something like that. You can see this whole great storyline with awesome transformations. It's really fast paced. So I can see if they're going to slow it down a little bit for the anime and kind of retell it. I'm just a bit disappointed because I kind of want, and some people were saying it's a nostalgia thing for you, Trev. You want the nostalgia. It's not necessarily that, because about a year ago, 2 years ago, watching Kai again, I went back and I watched, and I've done this many times throughout my life, go back and watch it, you know, over again, a lot of the best parts of DBZ. And for me, it's not necessarily a nostalgia thing. My favorite parts are the end of the Frieza saga with the battle, all the way through the Cell saga to about the start of the Buu saga when we see Goku go Super Saiyan 3, and then after that the Buu saga goes a little long and it's not my favorite anymore. So the beginning and the end of it, the Saiyan saga is not my favorite either, and the end of Dragon Ball Z is not my favorite either with the Buu stuff. But in the middle, especially with the Cell stuff, is my peak favorite part of Dragon Ball. And when last couple of years, when I went over and I watched all of it again, beginning to end, just like before, you know, not necessarily just a nostalgia thing, it was just so much fun to watch those episodes because they're thrilling. I love the future Trunks stuff. I love the time travel. I love the villains, Frieza, Cell, the androids. Man, really love that stuff. The beginning of the Buu saga, also amazing, great transformations, and man, so many great moments. The final flash, and just so many. The battle with Frieza, so much awesomeness in terms of the episodes compared to anything else that I had seen, especially when I was younger, and even now I can rewatch it again. Really enjoy the crap out of it. So amazing. Battle of Gods is on the same level, right? You know, it's amazing too, right? Really, really good. But the new series so far has been pretty slow paced, and it hasn't lived up to those expectations. I kind of have an itch that I've wanted to scratch for about 20 years now, which is to get something that is as good as the end of the Frieza saga or the Cell saga the first time you see it. Battle of Gods and Resurrection F were like almost there, I want to say. They pretty much there almost. But Super, so far, 6 episodes in, really hasn't done much for me. Unfortunately, after the initial, kind of, this is new Dragon Ball feeling wore off, it just didn't do that much. So I just kind of wanted to put this out there. I'm not going to stop making Dragon Ball videos. I hear you guys. I hear what you're saying. If you're saying, Trev, keep doing the reviews for Dragon Ball Super. We want to see it. We enjoy it. Then, I'll try to oblige you guys. I'll try. But if there's episodes where just like nothing's going on, and it's just apart from Battle of Gods that's just really slowed down and done on a ship or a boat rather than where it is in battle, and doesn't even look as good, and is really slow, then I may not necessarily do it. So that's what I wanted to kind of put out there to kind of further explain it. But like I said, if they mix some stuff up, they give us Vegeta Super Saiyan level 3. They give us some great transformations with some awesome artwork and good, voice acting, everything like that. Well, in this case, we're watching it sub, but still, if they give us that, then it'll feel like it's worth it. It'll feel like, okay, this series can stand on its own as something awesome in the future. Because I like to watch Dragon Ball years later, right? And go back and watch it. Rather than, what should I watch? Should I watch Dragon Ball Super? Or should I just watch Battle of Gods and then Resurrection F after? Which one am I going to watch in the future, right? And if the answer is Battle of Gods and Resurrection, the movies, then there's really no reason to have this series. It really doesn't serve a purpose as a hardcore Dragon Ball fan over the years wanting to kind of get good quality, valuable stuff. It's just kind of let me down a little bit. That said, it's early yet though. There's a lot of the series left to go, 6 episodes out of 100, and it may even go past that if it does well. Who knows where the ratings are going to be at later on down the road. Maybe it could get renewed, or they could do even another 100 or something, which would be a dream come true if we could see that. I just hope most of the series is not taken up by stuff that we've already seen, just slowed down and kind of filled out. Because that, to me, really doesn't seem to serve much of a purpose then, in and of itself. I'd rather just put in, Battle of Gods down the road or Resurrection F. But that's me. Some people say, I don't like the movies, I don't watch the movies. It's like, if you're a Dragon Ball fan, man, you tell me you're not going to watch after all that time, you get Battle of Gods, and you're not going to watch it, but you're a Dragon Ball fan, it's like, okay, maybe you're a casual fan, but if you're a hardcore Dragon Ball fan, you watch the movies, bro. You watch the movies, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry to break it to you. If you're a hardcore fan, you know, you watch it. You watch it. You do. You don't skip it and say, "Oh, I'll wait for the anime." Then you're not a hardcore fan. You're a casual fan. That's fine. I got no problem with that. You know, because I'm a casual fan of some things too. But I understand if you're hardcore. It's like me skipping The Walking Dead for 6 months. Can you imagine if I skipped? Could you? You would have to put me in prison for me to not see The Walking Dead when it airs. You know what I'm talking about? Dragon Ball is the same way for me. It's one of those things that's just, you know, you don't screw it up, man. I get a little nervy. Okay, I get a little pissed off. Don't mess it up. And I feel like right now Dragon Ball Super, it's not a mess up, but it's also not fantastic, and I kind of expect Dragon Ball to be fantastic most of the time. So let me know what you guys think about it. What do you want to see in the future? I do listen to you guys too. If you guys say, Trev, just do it anyway, just Nike that shit, that I may Nike it anyway. But yeah, let me know what you think. Vegeta Super Saiyan Level 3, or yeah, and then the future of the series, do you think it'll be different in some ways? Do you think they'll remix it? I sure as hell hope so, because I hope it can stand on its own in the future as something worthwhile. So that's it. If you guys liked the video, please thumb it up below. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and thumb it down, you jerks. If you want to support the channel, please share, please favorite. And if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet and you're a fan of Dragon Ball, you're a true fan, hardcore fan of Dragon Ball, then, you know, you should subscribe, man. That's it for this one. I'll see you guys for the next one. As always, it's Trev. I'm saying peace.